Hi, I am Melissa Hertz Hasdorf. I just got married yesterday. I'm actually on my honeymoon right now, so I don't have my typical background. Sorry about that. Excuse me. So today, I've written a personal narrative to tell entitled "The Time I Learned I'm Not Cut Out for a Life of Crime." This story goes, we're digging back into the vault, way back to about 1983, 1984 when I was in first grade. So picture, the 80s. I had an amazing Dorothy Hamill, the bowl haircut that some of you may remember. I'm also dating myself there. So way back then, my life was ruined with the birth of my little sister. Okay? I didn't think I was ever going to get over that. But it worked out in my favor because we didn't have money, which sounds terrible at first, it sucked. But then we moved in with Mimi and Granddaddy. Now, Mimi is my most favorite person in the entire world. Like, I have her tattoo. So Mimi was my grandmother. And we moved in with Mimi and Granddad, which for me was amazing. I don't think my parents were so joyed, but who wouldn't want to be with her Mimi, like, all the time? So Mimi collected angels. Little glass figurines, big ones, tall ones, all different colors, all different types of materials or mediums. But there was this one little one that I coveted. It was wee bitty, perfect size for a first grader, in my opinion. And it was glass, and it had little sparkles in it, and it was beautiful. And to a little child, of course, it's going to be, treasure. So I decided to one day go ahead and take it with me on a little errand that I had to run with a friend. So that's back when I was a surgeon. I was a doctor in first grade. I was only legit because I had my little Fisher-Price carrying case, little doctor's bag, the brown plastic ones, if you remember those. So I had to go on an outing with my friend Nikki Burnett across the street. And now let me tell you, her little brother, Stephen Burnett, this is 35, 40 years ago, and I still remember this little kid's name. Stephen Burnett, Nikki's little brother, was a hot mess before we even knew what hot messes were. So we were running an errand with her mom, Nikki Burnett, and then her little brother, Steven. We had to go to one of her dad's spec houses, and Mom had to stop by and drop something off. So we pull up in the driveway. All three kids are in the back seat. No seatbelts because it was the 80s. And then Mom had to run in real quick. So we're all sitting in the car, and then Steven, the troublemaker, climbs into the front seat, and immediately I can see this is a terrible idea. I start freaking out. I'm like, no, stop, get back here. Nikki's trying to corral her little brother, but turns out he's a wild maniac, so that's not working. Before we know it, Steven, this is back when the gear shifters were on the column, right? So, it wasn't down here to, reverse neutral drive, stuff like that. It was up here on the column. And so he shifts the car into reverse. Down we go, backwards, down the driveway, and make a U. And then the car miraculously does a big U-turn and hits the neighbor's mailbox. And then there we stop. The door where I'm sitting flies open, and guess what flies out of the car? My very important doctor's kit with my treasure inside. Now, not only does the doctor's kit go flying out the door, but so does the angel. The kit busts wide open on the concrete, and the angel breaks into a million tiny little pieces. I was devastated. It was a horrible experience. I felt so guilty that I immediately went home and I told my Mimi what I had done. I confessed to the whole thing. I'm not a very good liar. Never have been. And Mimi did what Mimi does. Mimi made everything better. And as it turns out, she wasn't upset with that at all. She was more concerned that I was okay. After that, I never went in a car with Nikki Burnett, her mom, or her brother ever again. That's it. Thank you.